Okay, we're going to be cleaning the pilot light today. All right, I have the pilot light tube off that goes to the pilot. You can see the size here of the threads. This is a thermocoupler. You can see the size of the threads here, much smaller, of the nut, should I say. And this is your burner. Now, this here says the outlet to the main burner on propane gas. This is propane gas only, is in reverse. All right, so you on this particular here, this is a burner tube that takes you down here to the burner. Okay, you want to make sure on propane, LP propane, you want to turn it to the right. All right, that's reverse threads. Normally right is tight except for reverse threads. Therefore, the reverse threads is you turn it to the right to loosen. To turn it to the right or clockwise to remove this. All right, that way you don't, because look at the direction I'm turning it. If you picture the clock up here, all right, the clock would be turning towards me and be coming this way to unloose. All right, and there we go, we just dropped it. All right, now this also feels real snug when you go in. You don't want to cross threads, so be careful. Make sure it's fully seated up in the threads and turn it backwards. Turn the nut backwards so it's seated up against the threads, then slowly turn it and feel. Okay, and this is aluminum, so it's going to feel a little tight, but it'll thread in. All right, and you'll feel it. Okay, so now you know that. Now we're going to clean the pilot light. All right, so we're going to get to that next. And this is Ken with Home Improvement Tips. Now I want to show you all these, they just slightly go up and they pull out fairly easy. See, it just dropped right out of there. They all will. Okay. Now we're just going to take this and lift this and slide this back. All right. Now I may have to move my wash machine here to pull this out further where I can have better access to my pilot. This is the pilot. I'll show you this up close and personal. Now there's the pilot. I had bent this pilot. Here, this will move. All right, and I bent this when I put it in, thinking I was helping it out, because it's supposed to be at a right distance, 2/3 of the thermocoupler. This is your thermocoupler here. All right, about 2/3 of this needs to be heated. Now sometimes these pilots, they'll get dirty inside and you have to take a needle and clean it out, blow it out. Take some steel wool, non-soapy steel wool, a wire brush, little wire brush, a brass brush is probably better to clean it. Okay, so let's see what we can do here. All right, now let's take this pilot off. All right, we're going to get here and we're going to break it. There we go. Now maybe it's loose enough. All right, we're going to pull this out of here. All right. Wiggle it a little bit. I'm going to wiggle it here with my hand. Get it wiggled. Keep the threads loose. All right. Now, there's what it looks like. There's a little bitty pinhole there. This looks fairly clean, actually. But I want to see if there's anything I'm not seeing. I'm going to blow through it. Okay, attempt to blow through here, but nothing's coming through. Okay, here's the other end. Nothing going through. All right, now let's see if I can clean it. All right, the burner fell over, and this is where the debris comes from. All right, you can see the debris here in this area right here. All right. Now, let's look at the burner. Here's the pilot. This is your pilot. All right, this is a thermocoupler. Okay, now I'm just going to attempt to see if I can clean this. All right, if I can scrape anything loose from inside here. Let's see what happens. I'm going to use a needle. Okay, because I can't really see. All right, but we're going to scrape in here. It's kind of hard to get into. We're going to scrape. I've seen some stuff fall out. You can see little particles falling out now. Okay. I'm going to attempt to try to get this cleaned out where this will burn smoother. The pilot had decreased in size. Okay. And so I am seeing debris fall as I do this. You can see the small flakes. All right, you can see some of the small flakes here that have fallen out. Okay. I will try to get into the pilot itself. All right, I just missed it. Okay, I'm seeing more debris here come out. So I'm sure it's definitely a pilot issue. Now, it wasn't staying lit, it was lighting and then going out. Then it would light and it would heat up the water, and then next time it goes to reheat, it wasn't coming on. It was blowing out the pilot. But after seeing all this debris that's coming out of here, I am convinced this pilot is dirty, obviously dirty. And I think the reason for this is the propane we're getting isn't pure propane. Whatever they're mixing in the propane is causing it to build up. The previous hot water heater, it lasted for over 20 years and it never had an issue until the water tank itself rusted through. And there was no problems with it. They had no issues with it until it rusted through. So this never gave them a problem. Therefore, I'm concluding the propane they're receiving, feral gas, married gas, somebody's mixing, or they're both mixing other components into the propane to save money. Okay, you can see this debris here falling that we weren't seeing down below this. And so I'm sure this was the issue. Okay, now you also see that there's a slit down here at the bottom. Right here, you can see there's that slit right there. All right, that goes down. All right, you can see it. I'll have to blow that out. I can take a straw and put a straw to my mouth and blow through the tubing here to blow it out, or flip it upside down and come in from the back side where I unscrewed it. Okay. Now there is no hole here to be cleaned, and that goes to the pilot right there. All right. So let's see let's hold on. All right, now let's see if I can't blow this out. Okay, I'm going to smash this. Okay, so I can get this put in to the opening. Get this put into the opening of it. Don't want it to fall through. All right. Okay, let's blow into it. All right, now I'm going to scrape it a little more. But now let's clean the outside. All right, we can see where it's burnt there. Not this will make much of a difference, but for GP, okay, just for GP, you see that's coming clean, taking off that excess. Won't hurt. Okay, non-soapy steel wool, straight steel wool would be better. But that's got the heavy debris off. Okay, I'll have to wipe this down. You can see what it's on the thermocoupler. I'll have to blow this off, wipe it down. Okay, now. Oh, I just bent this. Just felt it snap a little bit. You see what's kind of off. See if I can fix it, get it straightened out a bit. If not, I will have to see if I can, it'll work. We'll find out one way or the other. All right, this just keeps it real. I'm going to try to get this needle in here, just kind of press it down. Okay, it's still connected in the front, but I'm sure I'm going to have to replace this. I don't know how long this will continue to function properly. All right, that looks better there. All right, so now we're going to put it all back together and get her in there. Okay, just so happens this pipe fits up there very comfortably, which allows me better access to threading in the pilot light tube. Okay, and here's the end. Okay, and as you see here, there's no hole or anything in it. Okay, but it goes right into here. Alright, it just seats. Okay, now we get this level. We get it to where it's level. You want to spin the threads backwards to make sure the threads are right there, ready to seat, and then you go inward. I ended up installing the hot water thermostat. As an end result, I found out that my regulator on my propane tank was having a slight leaking issue, which was causing a lack of pressure going through the lines, which caused me to replace the thermocoupler and then the hot water heater regulator as an end result. Okay, and so that's why I had to do this, and this is what's missing to this whole picture here. All right, so the hot water heater thermostat is still good. The new one, it'll last another 20 years basically, give or take. And so that was a learning curve. And remember, when you're hooking up the gas line, the pilot line, you want to go in reverse. Okay, it's lefty loosey, so you want to turn it to the left to tighten up that main valve. So you want to turn it to the right to loosen it. All right, it's reverse threads on the propane hot water heaters on the gas line. Okay, and that's your burner line, all right. So this is Home Improvement Tips, aka Easy Tea Tips and Tricks. Thank you for your time. Thank you for your interest. If you have any questions, feel free to ask. And as always, never give up, because there's always a way. Always. Bye for now. Bye.